Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man. The Falcon Squire wagon was unloved in 1964, but turns heads today. The Americans call them woodies, but the panelling, it's just fiberglass and plastic. But it's a passion that Shannon's understands, which is why my Fords are insured with Shannon's. And now, so's the home.
Call Shannon's on 13 46 46. Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Gasolene is proudly brought to you by Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer creator of Gasolene. Hope you enjoy.
Here we are, viewers. We're out at HMAS Cerberus in Crib Point. The Monaro Club's invited us out today. It should be a lot of fun. Let's go see what we can find. And look what we've got behind us here, viewers, a beautiful 1974 HQ Holden. I've got the owner here with me. Great car, what can you tell me about it?
It was built 100% in the shed by me, including paint. I thought it's a lot easier doing it yourself and it doesn't cost so much. Well, it's pretty much running 308 Turbo 400 with a 9-inch diff in it. And yeah, it goes all right for what it is. It's only a real basic package, but it's a nice, good cruise, like street-friendly car.
All right, Brendan, you said you did it all yourself, but I believe you actually drove the car home from when you picked it up, parked it in the shed and started to pull it apart that day. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't want to waste any time. I thought there's no time like the future. And if I didn't start it then, I probably wouldn't have started it, and I just would have kept it in the previous way the car was.
So once you drove it in after that first day, how long did it take you to turn it into what we see behind us now?
All up, it was probably about just over 2 years. There was a probably 3-month break in between, and other than that, yeah, it was just 2 years of flat-out work.
Yeah, anyone that's built a car knows 2 years isn't a very long time, especially to get an outcome like this. Great looking vehicle. Hit any hiccups along the way?
Just money. It's always the way. Money and sort of not knowing the plan of how I wanted the car to be. I always wanted it to be a nice sort of reasonably good looking car, but never to sort of the standard it is now. I sort of got a little bit carried away.
It's easy to get carried away. Now, I stuck my head through the window. That didn't look like a HQ dash in there, mate. What's going on?
No, I'm not a fan of HQ dashes from the factory. I think they're, my personal opinion is they're a little bit ugly. So I put a HZ dash in it, and yeah, I think it should have been there to start with.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks like it just slipped straight in. Was it easy to put that dash in there?
I wish it just did slip straight in. It was a case of a 9-inch grinder and a lot of mucking around and a lot of measuring and just cut in once.
All right, well, it does. It really looks great. Tell me a bit about the drivetrain of the vehicle.
Well, it's just running a standard stroke 308. It hasn't really had a lot of work done to it. It's just manifold. It's got a pretty nice cam, like a pretty big cam in it. Heads are just off the shelf, early yellow Toro heads. And yeah, it's just a good, nice all-around package. Nothing too nothing too wild. Nothing too wild.
And what's behind that 308? What sort of transmission and diff are you running?
It's running Turbo 400 with a 3.7 like Stolly, and it's got a 3.7 diff ratio in the 9-inch with a True Track center.
Nice, I tell you what, it looks good. It looks like a great cruiser. Do you get the car out very much?
I try to get out as much as possible because there's no point having it sitting around gathering dust or rust.
All right, Brendan, it really is a great job. You've done it all yourself. There's a lot of shops that couldn't get a car finished like this. Congratulations and thank you very much for having a chat today.
No, it's always a pleasure.
The scars won't be a thing unless you learn from them. And this love won't be a thing unless your heart's in it.
And here we are, viewers. Today with me I've got Ross. Ross, behind us is your 68 Skylark Buick, mate. I believe it hasn't been long since you brought it into the country. Tell me a little bit about the car.
We imported the car about 12 months ago from out of Minnesota. Bought it on eBay and got it shipped across the country. Brought in, came into Lilydale with East Coast Mustangs. Picked it up. On the way home we decided to stick it on a friend's hoist. Found there's a few problems underneath with brakes and brake lines, fuel lines. But we repaired those and got it all sweet and got it on the club registration. And a week later we took it to Tasmania on the Buick Nationals. And toured Tasmania. Jeez.
Nice. So you took it on a tour of Tasmania, Ross.
Yes.
When you found the car on eBay in the States, how hard was it to find a Buick like this over there?
Took me a little while. I've been looking on the eBay for about 3 or 4 months in other ways. Missed out on one a bit earlier, and so I grabbed the next one, which is probably a bit of a reaction. But it came in quite well. I didn't get it inspected, but so I was a bit lucky in getting a very nice car. So I was the only bidder on the car, 12,000 American, and cost me another 6,000 to get it in. So it was quite a reasonable priced car.
It is a very reasonable price car. Now, Ross, can you tell the viewers about the drivetrain of the vehicle?
It's a 350 cubic inch 4-barrel carby motor, which is pretty standard in the Buick range. It's got a 2-speed auto. This car's a pretty standard plain Jane car.
Yep. Now, this one here being a 354 barrel, were there any other engine options for the Buick of this year, Ross?
Yeah, there was. You could get a 430, the 3-speed auto, or a 4-speed manual, which are a lot rarer. There was a sedan put out of California, which they claimed was only 300 and something horsepower, but reality it had 440 horsepower.
Yeah.
They cheated a bit on the regulations, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty common story to hear about people cheating on the regulations. Ross, great looking car. Glad to hear the story about you pulling it out of the States and bringing it to this beautiful country of ours. Thanks for speaking with us today, mate, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Cerberus.
Been a pleasure. Thank you.
Unless your heart's in it.
Don't forget to check out the all-new Shannon's Club. Once you sign up, you can create your own profile, including things like your previous cars, your current cars, the history of those cars, modifications and photographs. You can also search for other members' vehicles, keep up to date with things like news and current events, videos, check out your local car clubs and jump on the forum to talk to other like-minded enthusiasts about your passion.
We're the Gasolene twins. Hope you're enjoying the show.
In this place, you're feeling great. In this place, you're
Here we are, viewers. We're still out at Cerberus and I've got two beautiful HK Monaros behind me, referred to in the clubs as B1 and B2. I've got the owner's daughter and son-in-law here with me, Nicole and Glenn. Thank you very much for taking some time to chat with us.
No worries.
No problems at all.
All right, we're going to start on B1. What can you tell me about this car?
Dad did that up 15 years ago and it is modified. Glenn will go into the details of the modification.
It's got a 327 in it, turbo 350, 9-inch with 355 gears with an LSD in the back. It's got billet alloys on it, 4-wheel discs, standard trim inside. The colour is devil yellow off the CV8 Monaro. Under the engine bay is just chrome rocker covers and chrome air cleaner, 650 double pumper on there, electronic ignition. Goes great, mild can. which is a great all-round driving car.
All right, so a great all-round driving car. How much road use does it see these days?
Not as much as what it used to when it was on full reg. Now it's on club reg, you're limited. It's been driven to Cooma, it's been driven to Canberra, it's been driven a lot around when it was in its early days of being built. You just love the car so much, you just drove it every day. If you could drive to work every day, you did, but worried about scratches and stuff like that. The paint's 15 years old and still looks as good as the day it's got squirted on, so it's, you know, a really good car.
Yeah, it is. It's a great looking car. And now, Nicole, tell us about this other car, B2 as it's referred to.
B2, yes, that car, Dad did that up, and that was probably over a 2-year period. He actually finished it not long before he passed away from cancer. We did take that car up to the Summernats and the 25-year Summernats, and we actually ended up winning the top factory production muscle car.
Well, the top car for the whole show.
For the whole show, so they got in the top 60. So that was a really good accolade for a pretty bad year. But that's an original, so yeah, original HK, Warwick Yellow, 307, manual. What else is there? Glenn, go into the details again of that. I'm not.
What else can you tell us about that one, Glenn?
That's a 307 Chev, 4-barrel carby on it. It's got the Saginaw 4-speed in it, 3.9 LSD Salisbury rear end in it. All originals, drive lines, we could build it to what I know of, so we can't remember that far back to production lines, but we try to build it as close as we possibly could from what we know.
It is. It really is a great looking car. They've done really well with the restorations. When you took it up to Summernats, did you take it on a trailer or did you drive the beast up there?
Oh, I trailered it up. It was too new to drive. It only had 10 miles on it after we finished rebuilding it, so too much of a risk to drive.
Okay, so we've seen how beautifully restored the cars are, but how did they come about to be in Jimmy's possession?
Well, this one here came through a mate of mine. He knew Jimmy was looking for a Monaro, and he came round one day and said, "Jimmy, I know where a Monaro is around the corner." And he goes, "No worries." He went and had a look at it and knocked on the door, and a guy come to the door and said, "Yeah, you know, what do you want?" We said, "Oh, you want to sell your Monaro?" He goes, "Yeah, no worries." We went and had a look at it and pulled the tarp off it. You know, it had no windows in it, all the interior was inside it. And, you know, we had a look over it. It was a good body at the time, so, you know, we started talking numbers, and the guy said, "You know, what do you want?" And he said, "Oh, I want $750 and a slab." And Jimmy said, "No worries, mate, it's done." So he paid $750, come back with a trailer the next day and took it home.
Yeah, $750 and a slab for a HK Monaro is not bad. And what about the other one?
Oh, the other one was through a guy Jimmy knew. He had it in his shed. He was a Camaro man, and he didn't really have much passion for the Monaro, and Jimmy just pestered him for a few years, and then finally the guy just caved in and sold it to Jimmy and let him have it. So
he wore him down.
Yeah, just wore him down.
He wore him down, which Dad was wonderful at doing that.
Yeah, just keep busting him up, coming in, seeing him, ringing him up, saying, "You're going to sell your Monaro, you're going to sell your Monaro," and yeah, he finally got it in the end and went from there.
They're great looking cars. It's a shame Jimmy's not here to see them today. He's done a beautiful job. I'm sure that everyone's really proud. They really stand out together.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having a chat.
Thank
No worries,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
In this place I promise it's no longer mine.
Modern Plating, for all your plating needs. With over 50 years experience in delivering quality to the automotive restoration industry, whether it be bumpers, die-cast pieces, polishing and repairs to aluminium or stainless steel mouldings, even ceramic coatings, Modern Plating has it covered. modernplating.com.au, located 4 to 6 King Street, Oakley, Victoria. Remember, Modern Plating, when quality matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the coolest show in all of drag racing is heading to Sydney Dragway for the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Extravaganza, Saturday, November 23, featuring US superstar Ron Capps and more. Sydney Dragway, where excitement lives.
Conventional fittings have been around for decades, but Aeroflow is the only manufacturer with a full range of one-piece billet fittings, ranging from -3 to -20. With the rest of our fitting range, Aeroflow Performance is the largest manufacturer of hose and fittings in the Australasian market. So we'll have the fitting that you're after. Let's talk about the unique sealing properties. We've designed a unique compression fitting, so there's no more messy separating the braid from the Teflon. Simply mark it to the desired length, use our cut-off tape, put the socket over, the compression fitting goes over the top of the braid, push the fitting in and tighten it up. It's that simple. With the compression fitting and the multi-sealing rings, the -6 has already been tested past 2000 psi. Now let's talk about the hose. It's a convoluted outer for flexibility, a smooth bore which once again is 14% larger than any other Teflon or rubber braid on the market. And for your racers, let's talk about the exterior. The Kevlar outer has anti-flammable properties and higher burst pressure. And for your street guys and the price conscious, we also offer this in the black nylon braid. The fittings will come in two colours, titanium and black. Both are true hard anodised. We'll also have an option of colour-coded sockets, so you can colour-code your plumbing to your car. For all your hot rod, DIY guys and workshop looking to plumb up your brakes, we've got everything that'll suit your needs. Aeroflow have just brought in a great tool which does single and double flares, all the way from 316 to 8mm. It's easy to use, very fast. It comes with 6 assorted dies from 316 to 8mm. We have a great range of stainless steel and steel fittings which will suit your needs. The tool does a quality double flare for your brake guys. The tool does a quality professional double flare in no time at all. That with the rest of our steel and stainless steel brake range, if you're doing standard to custom plumbing on your brakes, we have what you need.
To download your free copy of the Rocket and Aeroflow Performance Parts catalogue, go to the sponsor section on the Gasolene website. Click on the links and download away. With over 650 combined pages of performance parts and accessories, you're sure to find everything you need for your car.
It's all I seem to do when you're here is blame. And everything you've ever said to me abstain. I'm glad you wasted all my time with everything.
And here we are, viewers. Behind me here, I've got this beautiful HZ Premier. I've got the owner with me here, Philip. Philip, how long have you had this car for, mate?
About 9 years. It's been on the road, and before that it was a 2-year build.
So you built the car up, have you?
Yes, from the ground up. It was restored from the ground up.
Restored from the ground up, no worries. What sort of condition did you find the car in, and how different is it today?
Well, originally when I picked it up, it had a 2026 6-cylinder in it. The bodywork, the paint was faded, and basically it was complete stripped back and rebuilt. Then I dropped the 253 in it down the track, and now, as you can see, I've put the small block 350 Chev in it.
Small block 350 Chev, it looks great, fits in there beautifully. How much of the restoration work did you do yourself?
I did all the undercarriage, done all the wishbone bushes, everything's I've done myself. Got the machining done, built my own motors, and I had the body resprayed. I didn't do that myself, I just prepped the body.
No worries at all. So you prepped the body yourself. I see it's not the original colour. What colour is it, Philip?
It's actually a VT blue. It's the Bermuda Blue Pearl. Originally it came out with the Royal Blue. I just wanted to go a different colour. That stood out.
It does. It really does stand out, especially with that 350 sitting in there. What's the rest of the drivetrain of the vehicle, Philip?
It has the turbo 350 trans and has a disc brake rear end, just the standard 3.08 Salisbury diff. It's 4-wheel disc brakes.
4-wheel disc brakes. Now, you were telling me earlier that this is one of the very last Kingswoods before the Commodores came out.
Yeah, this is a September build in 1979, and I think from memory, The Commodores started coming out in October 79. So it's come out with the yellow noodle GTS dash and of course disc brake rear end.
All right, thank you very much for having a chat with us, Philip. It's been great to have a look around this car. You've done a really good job. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Cerberus.
Oh, it's been a great day and I love Gasolene. Excellent show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So far behind, locked up memories of all the things will never be. And in the end, I hope you'll see that you were blind.
All right, and here we are, viewers. I've got a really nice 57 custom line behind me. I've got the owner here, Peter. Peter, nice looking car, mate. How long have you had this one for?
Oh, about a bit over 2 years.
Bit over 2 years. The first car like this you've owned, is it?
No, I've got others. I've got a 56 mainline ute as well and a tank fairlane and an unfinished star model, which is about a 20-year forgotten project.
So you're keeping yourself busy then. How often do you manage to get the cars out, mate?
I drive this one reasonably often, perhaps a couple of times a week. Then I might put it away for a week or two and then it comes out again. We have a local show in Rosebud called Rosebud Rock and Rods Festival, which I'm in part of, and we take that there every year. And well, those last couple, yeah. So it's out a fair bit, yeah.
Out a fair bit. Tell us about that Rock and Rod Festival you host down in Rosebud. I believe you raise a fair bit of money for charity.
Yeah, we decided to do it, then decided what we do with the money if we get any, and it worked. So we donated the money to the hospital, and since it worked, we did every other year. We've had 5 years of it and donated in excess of $15,000 so far.
Well, over $15,000, great work.
And plus we support the Tremarna Lifesaving Club as well. They actually help us with the gate, so we pay them for that.
Not a problem at all. Now, Peter, what sort of running gear have you got in this custom line, mate?
Oh, it's got disc brakes as against the original drums. It's got a 351 Cleveland and C4 Auto, an 8 3/4 inch diff. Running a column chain so I can still use the bench seat, keep it a bit more ordinary or natural. And yeah, that's it. The body's all as it was.
Yeah, it is. It's a great looking car. You've only had it a few years. Is it hard to choose between this one and some of the other vehicles you've got at home in the shed?
Oh, it is a little bit. The tank Fairlane's got club red, so you've got to sort of save your days up on that one. And the mainline ute, I like driving it as well. It's on gas. It's a little bit easier to drive. This one hasn't got power steering, but yeah, it is sometimes a bit of a choice.
All right, Peter, that's a really fun decision to have to make. Which car am I going to take out on the day? It's been great having a chat. I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for speaking to me, and love your show. Thanks very much.
No worries, thank you. And here's a date to mark in your calendar, viewers, Saturday the 23rd of November. And if you're not in Sydney, I suggest you try and get there. Our good friends at Aeroflow are bringing us the Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. With over 10 cars there on the day and drivers from New Zealand and America, including the famous Ron Capps and his funny car, the Allo Hooker, it's going to be a great event, and there's something there for everybody. Face painting for the kids and fireworks for the whole family. So hope to see you there, Saturday the 23rd of November at Sydney Dragway.
See you next week on Gasolene.
Gasolene is proudly brought to you by Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer creator of Gasolene. Hope you enjoy.